Hello, fellow minds. Take a deep breath, exhale slowly, and relax for a moment. Activate logic, reinstall common sense. Welcome to Synoptic. Have you ever sent a fake resume or polished your LinkedIn profile just to pass a job selection process? We all do it. As guest users, we're masters at manipulating our social mask or persona. We can appear incredibly calm, patient, and highly dedicated when interviewed by an ordinary HR department. However, in the world of global espionage, organizations like the CIA, Mossad, or KGB do not care about your beautifully polished resume. To them, the social mask you wear is merely a line of cheap firewall code that must be breached to reveal your true operating system. They need agents who will not experience a system crash when tortured, will not betray them when bribed, or will not panic when trapped in enemy territory. In this episode, we will launch a psychological audit to dissect 6 ways the world's most dangerous intelligence organizations strip away their agents' true characters. Prepare your analytical minds. Let us dissect the anomaly. Station S: Extreme Frustration Stress Testing. We began with the legendary selection unit belonging to the OSS, the predecessor to the CIA, during World War II, Station S. Your point of view: you are an aspiring secret agent. Your task seems incredibly simple. Within 10 minutes, you must build a wooden structure using blocks in a field. The system provides you with 2 local assistants named Buster and Kippy. However, what you do not know is that Buster and Kippy are paid psychological actors intentionally programmed as disruptive bugs. Buster will constantly criticize how you hold the blocks in a super annoying tone, while Kippy, with an innocent face, will knock down the nearly completed structure while saying, "Oops, my bad." Logically, this is hardware stress testing to measure your emotional frustration tolerance limits. Will you scream curses, hit your assistant, or simply give up? Agents who fail to recognize this manipulation and lose their logical control will immediately be deemed to lack the emotional stability required for real espionage operations. Mossad Loyalty Test: Mental Brute Force Attack. Second, we observed the most terrifying loyalty test conducted by Mossad, the Israeli intelligence service. Your point of view: you feel your physical and psychometric screening tests are over. You're sleeping soundly in your hotel room. Suddenly, at 2 a.m., your room door is kicked open. A black hood is thrown over your head, you're dragged into a van, and you are brought to a cold, underground interrogation room. There, you are tied to a steel chair and tortured brutally by masked men speaking the enemy's language. They accuse you of being a traitor and torture you to make you leak your organization's secrets. In terms of network security logic, Mossad is running penetration testing directly against your mental defense system. They don't want to risk trusting your verbal confession during a formal interview in an air-conditioned office. They perform a real-world mental brute force attack to test if there are any data leaks in your head when you are under the pressure of absolute death threats. The MI6 method: Hacking Human Port Vulnerabilities. Third is the analytical method used by the CIA to recruit or detect traitors. The intelligence is aware that every human, even the best agent, has a vulnerability port that can be hacked. MICE stands for 4 primary vulnerabilities: money, ideology, compromise, and ego. In terms of social engineering exploit logic, intelligence analysts will not attack an opponent's defense system randomly. They will scan your personality slowly. Are you buried in gambling debt? Do you hate your government's policies? Do you have a secret scandal? Or do you feel your talents are underappreciated by your boss? Once this single vulnerability port is detected, they will slip in a data exploit to control your consciousness so that you will betray your system without even realizing it. Green Berets phase: Overclocking a powerless CPU. Fourth, we turn to the selection phase of the United States Green Berets elite forces. Your point of view: you have hiked for dozens of miles through the deep wilderness for days with only 2 hours of sleep a night and a starving stomach. At this peak of physical exhaustion, the instructor suddenly hands you a complex spatial logic puzzle that you must solve in a short amount of time using map navigation coordinates. In terms of computational logic, this is a test of your brain's central processing unit power while running in an extreme power saving mode, battery saver at 1%. When the body is starved and sleep-deprived, the brain biologically shuts down the frontal lobe's function, the ability to think rationally, and activates primal survival instincts. If in this 1% battery state, your brain is still capable of running complex mathematical calculations and navigation logic with precision, only then are you considered worthy of holding a license as a tactical field agent. KGB cover, reflashing identity firmware. Our fifth point brings us to the training methods of Soviet KGB espionage agents. To infiltrate an enemy country without being caught by a lie detector or polygraph, a KGB agent can't simply act like someone else. Fake acting triggers microphysiological responses like changes in heart rate or subtle perspiration during interrogation, which are instantly captured by the detector's sensors. So, in terms of programming logic, the KGB performs a complete firmware reflashing on their agent's consciousness. They force the agent to forget their past, erase memories of their real family, and psychologically adopt a new fictitious identity to the subconscious level. The agent must truly believe they are a local citizen of the enemy nation, with a fake childhood memory permanently burned into their head. Once the new identity merges into the default OS, even the most advanced lie detector will fail to spot any deception deep inside them. MI6 Isolation Room, sensory buffer overflow. Finally is the cognitive stability test under extreme stress used by the British Secret Service, MI6. Your point of view, you are locked in a plain white room with no windows, no furniture, and absolute silence, an anechoic environment for hours. Your five senses are starved because there is zero external data input. Your brain starts to panic and begins generating strange auditory hallucinations. Just as your consciousness begins to waver, the door is kicked open violently and you are immediately bombarded with hundreds of random rapid-fire interrogation questions. In computational logic, MI6 is testing your resilience against a buffer overflow attack. When sensory inputs are forcibly disabled, the brain's short-term memory experiences a structural malfunction. By firing random questions immediately after that isolation phase, MI6 psychologists want to see if your brain's logical coordination can still process data rationally, or if your personality system will experience an immediate total crash under an unexpected overflow of stressful data. Those were the 6 extreme methods used by world intelligence organizations, exposing how fragile our social masks truly are when tested with the right diagnostic tools. Now let's discuss this in the comments section using your own logical reasoning. If you were forced to face one of those secret agent screening trials, which method does your logic find the most difficult to pass? Would it be the extreme frustration of Buster and Kippy stress testing at Station S, or the sensory buffer overflow in MI6's Isolation Room ready to disrupt your logical sanity? Write down your tactical analysis or fascinating opinions in the comments section below. Don't forget to click like, share this video with your friends or coworkers who love to fake their self-image at work, and click the subscribe button to keep your logical system updated only on Synoptic. Synoptic, the world simplified, one thought at a time.